Our goal as Grapevine Hunters is to have great food plots and place them in key locations so we can harvest mature bucks. Let's talk about some of the key steps we take when planting food plots. The first step in planting any food plot is to take a soil test. And what this test is going to tell us is the makeup of the soil and how much fertilizer and how much lime we need to apply per acre. The next step in the process is to measure out your food plot. What we do is we use stakes to mark the corners, and then we'll know exactly the size of the plot so we know how much fertilizer, lime, and seed to apply. At some point you'll have to make a seed choice. What we like to do is vary our food plots. We'll plant annuals in one and perennials in the other. That way we'll have food for the deer all season long. I like to plant soybeans because they're high in protein. The deer will eat the green leaves through the summer, and then when they dry down in the fall, they'll return to eat the beans out of the pods. Also, if you like to hold deer on your property during the winter, this is a great food source for them. Smaller seeds are much easier to plant, like clover, chicory, turnips, kale, rape. All I do is use a tiller to till the soil up. Then I apply the right amount of fertilizer and lime. Then I use a hand broadcaster to apply the seed. And then I roll the seed with the lawn roller so I get good seed to soil contact. And all you need after that is some rain and you'll have a great food plot. Trail cameras also play a big part in our success. We'll use them from spring to fall so we can get a good inventory of deer on our property and put together our hit list for fall. We also leave our cameras up during the winter to see how the deer are feeding on our food plots, as well to see if we draw in new deer from adjoining properties. After working hard all spring and summer, it's great to get back into the tree stand and see some of the deer that we've held on our property by placing these food plots in strategic places and having quality food plots so the deer have something to feed on all season long. When our gun deer season opens in late November, we concentrate our time on our late season food plots. By having good quality food plots and placing them in key locations, here are some of the deer that we've taken over the last 6 years. Shed hunting is also fun. It gives you the opportunity to get your hands on some of those antlers that you didn't get to during hunting season.
Hey, it's the middle of August, and we're looking at this food plot we put in back in the spring, and it's just lush right now. The Barnett's looking really good coming through here. The clover's looking awesome right now. And the only thing we've done on this food plot right here is mowed it. We never used any spray on it or anything. We let the weeds grow up so it canopied the younger clover, and it kept it moist all summer long. And now we've cut it down for the fall, and it's just looking really awesome right now. Hey, we're looking at two different kinds of beans here today. This is the Eagle bean, which is a forage bean, and this is your conventional farm bean. Typically, your Eagle bean isn't going to have a lot of pods on it, where your conventional bean is going to have a lot of pods on it. Now, the reason I put two different kinds of beans in here is because the forage bean will last longer than the conventional bean as far as the frost goes. So once these beans die off, they will move to these forage beans where nobody else has got the forage beans out there and keep eating on the green leaves. They'll take probably 3 frosts before they die off, and then they'll go right back to the bean pods on the conventional beans.
I'm on a brassica food plot that we're trying something this year. We're always experimenting with different plots and how we plant them. And on this particular plot here, we've planted 6 rows of forage beans, and then we broadcast in our brassicas. So as you can see, the beans are up about 6 to 8 inches, and the brassicas are right behind them. This should be a great food plot. I've been talking about different types of turnips that we've planted this year on our Facebook page, on our blog, and on our website. We put in the purple top turnip, which is a round turnip, and then this year we planted some Samson turnips. They're pear-shaped. We've planted them side by side, we've planted them in a mix, we've planted them separate, and we're keeping tabs on them to see if the deer prefer the tops of one versus the other, or the bulbs. And we've done this all season long. We haven't seen any difference as of yet, but as we move into late fall, we'll see if they prefer one over the other, or this winter as well. I'd like to end by saying, remember, when you put that trophy buck on the ground, you'll look back and say all that hard work was worth it.